All right. I think we're live. How are we doing, people? Gotta unlock everything. Must unlock everything. Gotta go through battle pass. Unlock all the things. How are we doing? How is everyone? Are we all excited to check out season 6? Oh, that's a cool emote. I can't wait to show you guys that. That's actually really cool. I'm just gonna keep clicking through. So we got Dennis in here. We got Tobias and Oates in here too. Come on, come on, come on. Gotta unlock all the stuff. We got into the server a little late, so I'm spamming through everything to get it ready for you guys. Burt Raccoon, nice. Oh gosh. Server can't keep up with all of us going through our battle passes. We've got like a lot of people in here trying to unlock their battle passes. By the way, the new attires look really good in game. So, like I said, I can't wait to show you guys what they look like. The Desecrator one. Come on, come on, come on. I'm almost to level 100. Just gotta keep on clicking and hope the server keeps up. All right. I'll go all the way back and see what all it missed, because it always misses stuff. It does. It looks way better. I'm definitely sticking with the tier 1 skin. It looks so much better. Alright, quickly unlock all this stuff. Some of the new emotes look really nice. Oh my gosh, some of these emotes. Alright, alright. Like the background music? Yeah! This one's, I have Marrow. Or I have one, sorry. On Marrow, the album Marrow. Alright, so let's see. So many. Okay, I gotta go through and level up all these units. That's gonna take forever. That's gonna take forever. Apparently I missed something because the icon didn't go away. Oh, there we go. Oh gosh, so many boxes to open. I'm just gonna hold off on opening these boxes. That's a lot of boxes. Alright. Time to check out some of these new units real quick before they start. House Rangers. What do some of these things do? Oh! Okay, okay. Alright. Alright. So I can't wait to show you guys this. We should be starting up in like 6-ish minutes, so... What I really want to know is where's the other units? So that's the T5, the other one's a T4. There they are. Oh! Okay. Ooh, that's really cool. Alright. Okay, okay. Huh. Alright. Where's that? Let's see. Oh, okay. Alright. So I think... Oh. Oh. Those halberdiers sound pretty good. So. All right, we'll see how this looks. So, sadly, we're under NDA until the event starts, so I won't be able to show you guys any of the stuff until they actually officially start the event. But I gotta say, this is looking pretty good. This is looking really nice. Let's see what's Alright, what I'm gonna do real quick. Let's see what level is the... Oh, okay. Heyo, Jackson Foster, how are you? You get it? It's like, oh, this is nice. Wish you could see. Yep, Dennis, that's how it goes. Sadly, we're under NDA. I'm trying to get as much figured out as I can, so that way once it opens up for me to show you guys, I know what to show you. Normally I would have gotten all this stuff done before, but the server took a while to go live this time. So sadly I'm trying to get caught up now. No, Dennis, no. First off, that command is gone. Can't get back at me. Nope. And it's on YouTube, so you don't even have points, channel points to use. Hey, it's Smurfy. Yeah, I'm super excited. This stuff looks very clean, so I'm pretty stoked about this season. It definitely seems like there's not as much overall. There's not as much total content this season, it looks like, but it looks like it's very good content. Like they definitely did a good job of streamlining it. So I'm pretty stoked about it. Try to unlock all this stuff. All right, let's see. Unlock. Oh, I didn't look at what. I didn't look at the like older stuff. Less is more. Spartan session confirmed. Why you got Tengu in my name? It does not exist anymore. Oh, Visionary still has it. Old habits die hard, right? Oh, YT fam is Breweer. Nice. All the names. And it will take me a long time to recognize them. Royal Tengu now. Oh. Did I get everything? Alright, so I think we're done with Battle Pass for now. Still further reunion. We could, like back when I played World of Warcraft a lot, it always ended up happening where it's like a house or a guild would end up dying and then we would just create a new guild that like used the name of an old guild. So like you just stick Reborn on the end of it or Reignited or something. Hey, here's the man of the hour. All right, here we go, guys. Here we go.
Preview event that we've done. So it's fantastic to have you guys all here back. We're very
Thanks,
keen to show you
C.
guys
I
what's coming
appreciate it.
in this season. And so my presentation is going to be likely a little bit longer than an hour, depending on how many questions you guys have and whatnot. And there's a few important points that I wanted to go over before we kick things off. So, but before we get into that, let me just introduce myself for those who have never heard me or met me before. So I'm Drew. I'm the influencer manager. I'm the guy that you guys have been likely talking to on a daily basis. Joining me to help support this stream, because really these guys are the backbone of the teams. We've got some community managers and some other staff. I'm not sure whether our GM is in here or not, but you guys should all do a big thank you to our GM because he works tirelessly and harder than anybody on the team. So CMs, if you guys are around,
I
please
think the
introduce yourself.
tier 1 looks better.
Do we have anybody yet?
I don't think they're in here yet.
Caden is.
Okay.
Yeah, well, Caden, we love you and we all know you, so.
All right. Well, I guess they're
Way more
shy today,
streamlined.
or they can't find the mute button.
I think this one is actually better, and it's the one you get from tier 1.
I mean, I've seen a few of them in here. I think they're just deafened, some of them as well.
Maybe.
Just
Alright,
I just
well.
wanted to say what's up, everybody, and hi, Drew. How you doing?
So whether they choose to speak or not, it's unlike Caden to be so quiet. But so the CM team is very much a huge part of this program because they are basically the ones that are feeding me answers in our internal chats for the questions that you guys have. I'm not all knowing by any means. So big huge thanks to them for always being here and always supporting. So getting right into it, one of the things, like I've said it before in previous events, and I'm going to say it again here, is the goal of these events is to get you guys into game and get your hands on the game to show everything off as quickly as possible. So with that in mind, I am going to be walking you through some of the features coming, but a lot of this stuff I'm just going to give you guys a high-level overview on and then allow you to explore the update on your own once you guys get access, or once the presentation is over. And so we have arranged it so you guys are going to have access to the PTR server for the rest of this season. So basically right up until season 6 launches, the server will be open for you guys. So I think that just over 4 days that you guys will have it, since we're launching season 6 on Monday. So you'll be able to get it over the weekend. I do highly encourage you guys to communicate with each other in our Discord. And you know, if you guys want to do unit testing or try the new Ruin Thief mode and other such stuff, just make it, you know, we're all here for each other, the creators, we all support each other. So let's so just chat with them. We have a couple temporary chats that have been that we've added to our Discord here. You can see the preview discussions temp right above the voice chat we're in. That's also to allow you to help communicate, and we've got some mods in there as well that are also checking out the preview. So just keeping that in mind. We've also set up some based on some feedback that we got from you guys in the last preview event, but we've also set up a form for you guys, which I'm just pasting into the chat now. So if you guys do come across bugs in the PTR, you can report them through this form rather than just saying, hey, I found this bug, but just put it in this form. So I just shared the link in our chat there. And while we're not promising that we're going to fix all the bugs, we are going to they'll be noted, and these are things, you know, the more critical bugs we attempt to fix before we launch season 6, and you know, other fixes for, you know, potential you know, what we would classify as minor issues would likely be fixed at a later date. So in terms of the build that you guys are playing today, so what you guys have is not going to be the actual final build that's going to be launched on Monday. It's close, but it's not quite final. There's actually a few more patches and hotfixes that we've already received from the dev team that we haven't applied to the server just because we didn't have time, because we're constantly getting these things. You know what? I actually
Sorry, you
forgot.
telling me there'd be more stuff?
No, you're going to have access to all the updates. It just may not be the final build, in which case there might be fixes that are coming. There might be updated localization and other such stuff. So, but in terms of everything that's coming is in Season 6 is in this build. It's just not completely final. So, good segue into the localization. So, in this one, we've got near final localization. So what you see here in the build is for the most of the major things is the localization that we're going to be launching in our version of the game. And I know in previous season or preview events we haven't been able to update the localization. You were playing on the localization that you would get in Booming's version, but this time around this is near final localization. There will be further updates before we launch, but basically like the unit names, the region names, everything is a lot of the items, everything is basically what we're going to be launching with a few caveats that we might update some things here and there. All right, so a lot of this stuff is like a lot of the stuff I've been learning as I've been exploring the PTR throughout the week and whatnot, and so I'm going to try to give you guys as much information as possible, and I encourage you guys to ask your questions. If you have a question, please
people, if a question pops up, please put it in chat and I'll try to ask it for you.
Don't try to talk over each other, and it just never helps when that happens. So let's keep it all polite and respectful in here, and we will try to answer any questions that we have. Like I said, we've got our community managers in here helping out as well. So yeah, so let's get right into it. So is everybody ready? You good to go?
Let's go, boys.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Let's get
I'd love to
going.
say
Let's do
yes. My PTR server just doesn't seem to want to load, but apart from that.
Hello, girl. Can we stream?
All right, so
Where are the Vikings?
I'm not streaming or anything like that. We tried streaming one time and it just never worked out. But I do have the game in front of me, so I'm going to just basically be prompting you to tell you what screen that I'm looking at, and you guys can just follow along on your own while you're streaming away. And so right now I'm just sitting in the tavern and enjoying this. And tavern's something I'm going to get into right away, or get into in a little bit. The first thing we're going to go over is the seasonal interface and the battle pass. But just some basic information about the season. So the season is going to be 11 weeks long, and it's going to start on December 21st. And I do apologize if you guys can hear the people walking around and like people calling horses on my client. I've actually muted the game, yet it's still coming through, so I'm not sure. So that's a bug report that I'm going to put in myself.
Hey,
Okay,
Drew, really quick, when are we able to start streaming?
Right now, I already said you could.
Oh, I'm sorry, I
Yeah,
must
you
have
can.
missed it. My
Tavern
bad.
looks
Thank you.
pretty
Yeah,
nice.
to clarify, everyone's free to stream now. Cool.
Nice.
All right. So I'm going to get right into it. So in terms of the seasonal interface, this is accessible by hitting F5 as normal. So not a lot has changed in terms of the seasonal interface. So what you're going to see here is the overview page. Basically gives you the basic information. In terms of the date that's displayed here, it definitely starts on the 21st. I'm not sure that March 3 is the actual end date. So take that with a grain of salt. Like I said, the season is 11 weeks long, and you guys can do the calculations on when exactly that ends. So I'm moving over to the Battle Pass screen. In terms of the Battle Pass, in terms of the visual interface here, there's basically
That's
no
what it's
changes. Everything works exactly as it has in previous seasons in terms of the, as you progress, you go through the levels and you get rewards. There are
Purple for chugging.
free rewards for the seasons, and if you have the Battle Pass, then you get access to those additional rewards. You progress through the pass and through the season by earning glory, and you earn glory by completing weekly challenges and matchmaking battles and other such stuff. You can also purchase glory using Sovereign. You will also earn 2 other currencies from the pass, from the battle pass in the season, and those are hero tokens and chalices. These are currencies that you will use in the seasonal store to purchase various items, and I'll talk about that in a minute. Like the last season, we've got 300 levels to go through, so all of the main rewards in terms of like the attires, the emotes, unit attires and whatnot, they're all going to be available in the first 100 levels if you have the battle pass. From level 100 to 200, you're rewarded with hero tokens and chalices, and from level 200 to 300, the rewards are only chalices. So in terms of a quick breakdown of some of the notable rewards that you're going to get from the battle pass, so you'll get the Desecrator attire at tier 1. There are various emotes throughout the battle pass, like that we've introduced, like rubbing your hands over the fire, throwing or juggling, doing the snow angel and other such stuff. We've got weapon skin boxes, epic armor, schematic crates, the Redeemer's unit attires available at tier 50, the Archons, and there's some debate about how this is pronounced, Archon or Archons. I call it an Archon because it's how familiar to me. So Archon horse attire at level 70, and the Archon plate armor at tier 100. Definitely recommend that you guys, once we finish the presentation, on your streams and in your videos, you take your audience through the entire battle pass for them to explore and check out each reward and whatnot, because it's we always feel like we offer a lot in the battle pass, and I hope you guys do agree with that. I'm going to swap over to the seasonal store now. Last tab to the right, and you can see here that there are 2 tabs. There's one for hero tokens, and then there's one for chalices. And the ones with the hero tokens features a variety of items. Just can't talk. Including the new weapon skins for season 6, and then consumables and other such stuff. Not really much has changed from season to season. Just
Same.
only main changes there are, the new attire or the new weapon skins and new attires that are available. Over in the chalices, these have some of the antique skins, and so antique skins are attires and skins from previous seasons that have been sort of revamped and reimagined, and you guys can take a look through there and sort of discover them once we get through the presentation and you get your hands in free time. So that's pretty much everything in the seasonal store, with the caveat that we have made one quality of life improvement. So actually, no, sorry, I'm jumping ahead of myself a little bit here. So the caveat is that there is a finite amount of hero tokens and chalices that you can earn from the pass. So just make sure that when you are going to go spend
Which I will total that
hero
guy
tokens
that
and
up
chalices
for
in
all
the
of you.
seasonal store, that you make sure that you choose wisely. And one other point that I've been told to make as well is that the weapon skins are going to be available in the seasonal store for the one season only. However, other attires may stay in the store from season to season. I'm going a bit fast. Like I said, I'm trying to get you guys to get into the game and get your hands on the game as quickly as possible. So if you have any questions, please ask now.
Drew, just to clarify, it's not
Yep.
chalices, it's blades for season 6, sorry.
That's right, and that was the caveat that I didn't jump ahead of myself. So allow me to clarify that point. Thank you, Caden. So in season 5, you can earn chalices from the battle pass and other means. So those would be used in the seasonal store in the chalices tab. Chalices, essentially, that currency has been changed to what we're calling blades now, and so one of the reasons why we're changing it is because with chalices, you can only have the chalices for season 5, and then once season 5 ended, if you didn't spend them, you would lose them. We've made the change now where all the blades that you earn in a season will carry over to the next season if you don't spend them, which I think is a pretty nice quality of life improvement.
Boom. That's great.
Is that correct, Caden? I'm right there?
Yeah.
I like that.
I like that. So if you don't like these, save them.
Okay, so
Cool.
I'm moving over to the challenges, and I've just realized that it says it's not unlocked yet, but that's fairly minor because there has really been minimal changes to the challenges functionality, it is each week there will be a set of challenges that unlock. You are able to reset a challenge. a couple
Chalices
times a
don't
week.
carry over. The new version for
very
season
much
6 will.
The same as in previous seasons. The only difference this time around is we are telling a different story through the unit challenges. So it's always really cool to check out the lore behind them and whatnot. So I highly encourage you guys to check them out once we launch the season. So as soon as the event is done here, I'll circle back with the GM and see if we can get these unlocked for you. Again, it's fairly minor. Not much changed here. So in terms of
Hey, Drew, can I clarify something? You said that the chalices from season 5 will carry
not
over.
carry over to season 6. So chalices, if you have chalices right now, spin them, because they will not carry over to season 6. However, when it switches over to blades will carry over from season 6 to 7, and then 7 to 8.
So spend your
forth,
chalices.
right? So
Spend your chalices.
yes.
Okay.
So if you have
True.
chalices, spin them.
A
Move it
question.
right. Yep.
The season attire, the recolor, will stay in the next season and will increase in the price. Is that correct?
They will stay in the season. I did not say anything about increasing in the price.
Because it stays in the season store. That's why.
I honestly don't have an answer for you in terms of the price
Okay.
of them. Yeah, but in terms of the antique attires, yes, they will. Some of them will change from season to season. Some may stay, some may go. But these are things that will be clarified at a later date. But there will be some that will carry over from season to season.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
So you might not lose out on some stuff.
Okay.
All right.
Any other questions? I know, like I said, I'm going really fast. If I'm going too fast, just let me know.
One question
Yep.
about the chalices for the next season. Is that only
Blades
the
for the next
chalices?
season.
Well, blades, yes. But
yeah.
is the actual currency itself from like 100 to 200 also carrying over or not?
The hero tokens.
Yeah, the hero.
Yeah.
tokens, right?
The hero tokens, I'm not actually 100% sure whether they do or not.
I mean, this item is only
Hold on.
valid during season 6.
So hero tokens are exclusive to the season. So hero tokens will not carry over from season to season.
Gotcha. Thank you.
See? Community
Just to
managers.
confirm, you
including
can
that.
transfer the hero tokens to the other tokens and transfer them to.
Correct. Okay, so to clarify, hero tokens are exclusive to the season. They will not carry over from season to season. Blades are no longer exclusive to the season. So what chalices are now in season 5 will become blades in season 6, and those blades will carry over from season to season.
Okay. Hopefully people are understanding this now.
And you can use the blades you earned in season 6 or stuff
Yep.
in season 8.
Season
Cool.
8.
Okay. So in terms of the unit challenges, I actually never updated my doc to get the full
I love this
pronunciations
interface.
of these new units. So I'm going to butcher the names real good.
Can we call these
in terms of the unit
Ermagirds?
challenges,
I want to call them Ermagirds.
like I said, I don't want to spend a lot of time talking about the new units. And the units is, as I've seen, is one of the main things that you guys want to test once you get into the PTR server and get some free time on there. So I'm not going to give you guys a breakdown of exactly all the attributes and everything with the new units, but I'll give you a quick overview because we do have 3 promoted units that we've added to the game this year. So the first unit here, the Landschneeks, I'm probably way off on this. So the first one from the left. So this is the promoted version of the Halberd.
Landsknechts? I don't know.
So
Landsknechts?
they are the austere professional soldiers contacted to serve year-round, unlike militias who only serve when summoned and almost never after the end of the summer. They commonly see more combat, so they are more experienced, better paid, and better equipped than their militia comrades. They're equipped with a modified halberd, incorporating a hinged hook, allowing them to cause greater injuries in battle. And
they have a bleed.
The next one, the Armgear Lancers, is the promoted versions of the Yeomen, and so they're one step up on the feudal order from the Euromani. Wow, this is just butchering these names. Sorry, I do apologize for that. So they're men of common birth who have been permitted to bear hereditary. heraldry. The most common route, to becoming one of these is demonstrating great great bravery on the battlefield, usually through saving the life of a member of a nobility. So these are usually deployed as officers leading cavalry squadrons, but their sheer number of casualties in the fight against the Desecrators has produced some all-officer units. And then so the Leo's Rangers is the promoted version of the Fire Lancers, and so their company of Fire Lancers were part of a reconnaissance column exploring the north of the borderlands, searching for the mountain pass through which the bandits passed into Osteria. Having spent several weeks mapping the northern Great Range, the harsh winter arrived early and with greater severity than could have been predicted. Leo's troops were driven by the weather westwards through the mountain pass they had long sought and into Osteria. They've managed to maintain their existence as a coherent unit by fighting against the Desecrators, being supported by whatever snowbound village or farm can spare food, fire, or fodder. So these guys are the like I said, the promoted version of the Fire Lancers. So that's just a quick lore behind the units. Like I said, you guys are gonna likely be spending a lot of time exploring all the units and all the updates to the existing units as well as these new units. And so in terms of the promotions, this works very similar to how they did in Season 5. And so if you guys would like, I can go over that whole process, but I think that it's pretty straightforward. Do you guys want me to go through the whole process of promoting?
Drew, something before. Are these the final names of the units?
I do believe so.
Maybe I highly recommend change the Landsknechte. This is an E in the end, not an S. Because this is a German
that's the English. Yeah, that's the English version.
The English version
I'm not
of the German word?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
That's what English do.
Yeah. Okay, so in terms of the actual functionality of promoting them, do you guys want me to go through that?
No,
I think we're good.
We all know. It should be the same as this
It's all the
season,
same.
right?
Yeah, in terms of the actual functionality, it is all the same. So for the challenges themselves, again, this functionality has not changed either. As you complete the challenges, you'll complete the stages, and you will be rewarded with when you complete the first stage, you'll get the respective or the unit that you'll need to promote into the new unit. If you already have that unit, you'll get the unit kits for them. As you progress through the stages, you get the promotion, which you will go into the unit barracks and then actually go to that unit and promote them. And then when you complete all the challenges, you will get a doctorate for that unit. So it's pretty much very much like it was in Season 5. Again, you are also able to pay off the challenges with sovereigns. Do you guys have any questions about the units or the unit challenges? Keeping in mind that we're not going to go into details about their specific attributes, formations, abilities, and everything else. Nope. Okay. Moving on. I'm sure that this is going to be a big topic for you guys. So the campaign. So we have made a big change to the interface for the campaign. So now we are only going to be displaying the stage of the campaign that is currently basically in session. So during the first stage, from the 21st to the 28th, you'll only be able to see the details for that campaign. And as the season progresses, you will move from campaign to campaign. I want to give you guys
There's the same paths as last time.
At this point, we have not fully locked down what the campaign is going to be. The reason for that is we are in the process of reviewing the feedback that we've received from the community to see what changes we can make to the campaign at this point to be able to address some of the concerns and feedback that we've gotten. Clearly, we're not going to be able to address everything that we've gotten, particularly because when the team starts working on the next season, we start working on the next season pretty close to when we launch the current season. So a lot of the functionality that is in the season was actually started to work on, close to when we launched Season 5. And so there are just some things that we can't change for this season, but that doesn't mean that the feedback isn't being heard. Your feedback is most certainly being heard, and there are, a lot of the items that we've received from the community will potentially be addressed in Season 7. But for now, we're trying to do as much as we can to be able to address the feedback in this season with what we can do. So, so how that impacts this preview event, as I can tell you about the first 3 stages, I can't tell you about anything beyond that. So the first stage, the March of Winter, starts on December 21st. It's 1 week long. And in terms of the region availability, so in Ungaveria, which is the only region that's going to be open at that point, we'll have normal territory wars throughout that part. In terms of basically in terms of what's open and what's open, Ungaveria, normal territory wars. What's closed, Osteria, Anadolu, and Borderlands. So stage 2, the Spreading Darkness, starts December 28th. It's 1 week long.
Okay.
At this point, Osteria and Anadolu become available, and they'll have normal territory wars. Oh, okay, I'm wrong. I was not given an update. So Osteria will not be open for stage 2. Sorry.
All right.
Just, like I said, getting fed answers while I'm talking. So in stage 2, Ungaveria and Anadolu will be open. We'll have normal territory wars, and Osteria and Borderlands will be closed. All right, stage 3. Actually, stage 3, stage 4, and stage 5. These are the stages that we are in the process of locking down right now. We will absolutely make this information available to the community, to you guys, and to the community at large. Before the stages begin, we want to make sure that you guys have enough time to be prepared and take, strategize and do everything else. But at this point, I can't give you those details because they're just not locked down. And then at the end of the campaign, stage 6 is when we send out the campaign rewards, and that's obviously at the end of the season. So again, we are very much trying to do what we can to address the community's feedback. And like I said before, there are some things that we're not going to be able to address in this season. Does not mean that your feedback hasn't been heard. It's just not something we can, and we are looking to be able to address as much as we can in this season and all seasons going forward.
I got a question.
Yep.
You said that stage 1 it will be normal territory war, nothing special.
No, normal territory with the caveat that, and this is maybe I'm going to lean on the team for information here. In terms of, I think that we are going to do a drill mode strictly because of the holidays.
Yeah, the 26th. We've been said.
We released a news about this today. The 22nd will be normal territory wars, but the 26th will be a drill mod. But more information about stage 1 is actually on our website right now. You can check the dates and more information about it there.
Okay. So 26 will be a drill war.
Okay.
Does anybody else have any other questions?
He reneged on that, Tobias.
You can indeed buy wine.
Why? Okay.
There's a purpose for that. So, and I'll get into it. So that's basically, we're going way faster than I sort of expected to go. So, probably because we're all veterans and we all know what's going on. So I do hope that a lot of this stuff, that your audience.
Sorry, Caden. Just one question in terms of the campaigns. So with the one region, does that mean that there's going to be new lines opening for that region? Because obviously, before there was like about 6. At the beginning of the season, there was about 5 to 6 sort of lines for each territory war and stuff like that. Would that be the case then for the?
I don't actually know.
That is something we definitely can do. Our GM team can do that if it's necessary. So.
Okay.
So would that apply also, let's say, in Osteria as well? Because I'm just conscious that before people were spread out a lot more.
Hey, sorry, I'm going to jump in here, guys. I know that the reality of COVID is that we're all working from home. If you're not talking, can you guys please mute yourself? I don't want to call people out. but I will. Thank you. I know.
Sorry,
I know
did you catch that, Drew?
Yeah, you were basically asking what would we be adding additional lines just because of the restricted regions, and I am actually waiting for an answer to that. I know Chips just said that this is something that we can absolutely look into. I don't actually have an answer for that right now, and certainly if it's a quality of life thing, that's something that we can discuss and make happen if that's the decision that's going to be made. But it is something that I will. Well, I don't even need to bring it up to the team because it's now just been brought up. So,
Spectre, they're not going to give us answers about
that one
patches.
specifically because I don't have an answer for that right now.
Okay, thank you.
So we'll know once the patch comes out on launch.
Okay, so that was a seasonal interface. Basically, I don't have anything to add on top of that. So if there's no more questions about that, I'm going to get into the new features and new content. Cool.
This is the part we want.
All right. Okay, so there are 4 things that I want to go over here: the Ruined Fiefs, the Tavern, the harsh weather mechanics, or the dynamic weather, I should say, and the new free unit XP system. So I'm going to start with the Ruined Fiefs, and it's sort of a big, pretty somewhat complicated system, and I'm going to be giving you guys a high-level overview. And really, a lot of the rules and specific information is already in game for you guys to see, and I'll show you guys where and whatnot. But so I'm gonna, like I said, give you a high level overview, and then once you guys you're into your free time, you'll be able to explore the mode and whatnot. However, I do have to inform you that in terms of actually going to the physical Ruined Fiefs, we don't have all the fiefs turned on, so I can't give you a list of which fiefs are ruined and which ones aren't. And so this is something that you're going to have to go through and on the PTR and sort of find on your own. I will try to get that information for you, but no promises. So the Ruined Fiefs, like I said, it's a really big feature, and the best way to sort of go along with me as we go is hit J on the keyboard, go into Territory Wars, and hit the Territory Wars tab, and you'll be able to see these there's 3 tabs in here now. And so everybody with me?
Yep.
Okay. So if you go into the Territory Wars and you're in the first tab, it's called Clear Ruins, you'll notice that there's 2 buttons here. The 2 buttons are travel. And so this is basically, if you hit this will bring you into the open world, and it'll auto path you to an Austeria border fort so you can go to Ruined Fief. If you hit join battle, this will put you into matchmaking to go into the new mode, which is a new PvE mode. So in terms of the mode itself, so like I said, it's a new PvE mode that's somewhat integrated into the Territory Wars. And what I mean by that is all fiefs in Austeria are now Ruined Fiefs. I mean, at least when we launch Season 6, they will be. What you guys are going to, like I said, what you guys are seeing in the build here, not all the fiefs are ruined, and that's and the reason for that is it depends on where you are in the campaign, and we didn't really want to mess around too much with changing the time on the server. So yeah, all fiefs in Austeria are now Ruined Fiefs. They've been attacked by the Marauders, and it's the players' jobs to restore the fiefs to their former glory. In this new mode, you guys are going to battle against AI to earn resources that can be used to rebuild the fief.
Okay.
You will also earn a form of currency known as lions, which can be used to purchase items from the Quartermaster. So the mode itself is based on quest markers that you need to get to and clear the mobs of Marauders from. It's similar to Rebel camps in that there are easy, medium, and hard difficulty settings for the new mode, and so the higher the difficulty, the higher the rewards are going to be. And in terms of the rewards themselves, you'll be able to earn items like Winter Ale, which I'll explain what that is in a moment, random hero schematics, war intel, treaties, weapon and unit, antique skins, oh wait, that's my no. I'm going to get clarification on this note for myself, but so definitely Winter Ale, random hero schematics, war intel treaties, bronze, and other items. So you guys would be able to try this out yourselves and explore the mode. In terms of, and I'll repeat this at the end of the mode. So you'll be able to get into the mode through matchmaking, so through the joint battle, and we've set it on the PTR that you only need 5 players to go into to get into a match. And the reason why we set it for 5 is if we set it for any less, then I don't think you guys are going to be able to get through survive a match. So, so there are 2 types of Ruined Fief gameplays, and I'm going to go over them separately just to keep, try to make things as clear as possible. So you can enter a Ruined Fief match by matchmaking. So you hit the join battle in the screen here that we're on. So hit J, Territory Wars, Clear Ruins, and so so you'll be put into matchmaking, and it works like other match battles. When you enter the game, when you enter a battle for a fief, you will. When you come back out of the mode, you'll basically be wherever you were in the world before you went into that mode. So you are not actually required to travel to a fief and go in there to be able to access this mode. When you hit join battle and you go through matchmaking, the difficulty settings are randomized, so you could end up in an easy, medium, or hard difficulty, and you can enter with a party.
Okay.
So the other way of accessing this mode is through the open world. So you actually have to physically go to a Ruined Fief, select the fief, and select the battle select the join battle. And so the thing with going through the open world is the Marauders aren't going to be at all the Ruined Fiefs all the time. So you may end up going to a Ruined Fiefs, and there could be Marauders there, and there could not be. In which case, if there's no Marauders there, you're not going to be able to join the battle because there's no battle happening. Okay. And so there are 3 difficulty levels in this mode too: easy, medium, hard. And it's the difficulties when you actually physically go there is going to be based on where they're physically located. So the further north you go, the harder the battles are going to become. So so in Southern Osteria, most of the fiefs there are going to be easy, and as you go north and you're in the far north, everything's going to be hard, which I think is pretty cool, and it works into the lore pretty well.
Nice.
The fiefs do refresh every 3 to 4 hours. So if you go to a Ruined Fief and there's no Marauders there, once it refreshes, the Marauders might be there at that point. So it sort of makes it a very dynamic mode. And when you're traveling, when you're accessing this through an open world, you can join with a party too. And I will ask, whoever's fighting in the tavern, I don't know what's happening. Can you guys stop, please?
They're fighting outside the tavern.
Yeah, it's like I said, I've tried to mute my sound here, and it's just not muted. Like, everything should be turned off. So if you guys are fighting, please stop.
Looks like it's not limited to territory
Okay, so
war
in terms
times.
of rebuilding the Ruined Fiefs, so you get resources by completing the fief quest associated with that Ruined Fief. So basically, the path is you go. It's very similar to what you guys have seen in other territory war modes. Is you go to the fief itself, you get the quest, you go complete that quest, get the resources, and then you go to the quartermaster, give him the resources, and then it rebuilds. I'm pretty sure that's the correct flow. Might need the community managers to clarify that.
This is exactly what happens. I already did it.
Okay, there you go. Okay.
Except it takes a crap load of resources.
Yeah, and remember, you guys aren't on the final build. Those things, like the minutia things, like the price, the amount may change from now to then. I don't have that information offhand, but definitely something to look at. In terms of rebuilding the fiefs, so on the PTR, we've made it so you can matchmake into the mode, but the rebuilding aspects of it, I don't think are going to be available. So you'll be able to talk about it on your streams and in your videos, but unfortunately you won't be able to actually capture how you physically do All right, and so with that, I'm gonna leave it there. Like I said, that's a very high-level overview of the mode. And
quick question.
Hold on before the question. So if you guys are looking at the screen, so hit J, Territory Wars, hit the Clear Ruins tab, and then you can actually, in the right upper corner, you can see a rules button. In here, it has a very complete full breakdown of how exactly everything works with Ruined Fief. So how how you get into battles, what you get for battles, and other such stuff. So I encourage you guys to go through that on your streams. And it's also the reason why I haven't actually done like a really in-depth run through of this, is because this is all available to you guys to explore in your own time. And like I said, I want to get you guys into game as quickly as possible. So. Okay, your question, please.
So what happens when we do rebuild a fief?
Then the fief becomes part of the Territory Wars.
Oh, really?
You can battle for.
So it's rebuilding the ones in Osteria for us to be able to battle over, pretty much.
Okay.
I believe that's accurate, unless I get corrected by my team.
Okay, cool.
Oh,
that's kind of what I want to figure out.
But just a quick question on that to build on it. So all ruins.
I'm sorry, you're really quiet. I can barely hear you.
I'm sorry. Can you hear me now?
Not really.
Help up, man.
Okay, sorry. Before you ask your question, I'm just gonna expand on my answer there. So, say what happens with ruined fiefs once you've rebuilt them. So they become part of the Territory Wars that you battle over. But the house that donated the most resources to rebuilding that fief will become the initial owners of that fief.
There you go, Smurfy.
That's even more interesting.
Question, Drew.
Yeah.
After TW, after it's all said and done, does this fief return to a ruined fief again, or does the house that took it keeps it?
Here we go.
Oh, that is a good question. I believe the answer is once it's rebuilt, it stays rebuilt to the end of the season.
Okay.
Yes. So yeah, correct. So yeah. So once it's rebuilt, it stays as a normal fief until the end of the season.
So,
okay. Now, what if it's taken by another house? Does it drop? Like, you know how houses de-level? Does this thing de-level back to a ruin?
No. Once it's been rebuilt, it's been rebuilt. It just becomes a normal at that point.
All right.
Question. First off, can you clarify if you click join battle, you can enter as a party? Is that correct?
Correct. You can enter as a party both from matchmaking and from the open world.
Okay, and then two other things. One, all of this, like clearing the ruins, this matchmaking, is all of this happen during TW times or at all times?
I do believe the mode is available at all times.
Okay, and then what's the donations?
Clarification on that right now. Yeah, so you'll get access to the Ruined Fief mode on December 29th when that stage begins, and once it's available, you'll be able to get in there at any time. So the Ruined Fief is just available. You don't need to be. It doesn't need to be during the Territory Wars time.
Okay, and then
so question, in general, once, let's say all the fiefs in Osteria are rebuilt, so then will that mode, the Clear Ruins, will that become unavailable at that point, or will we still be able to queue up for it randomly?
I do believe it would become unavailable. It'll be gone.
Okay.
So it's bad to capture all fiefs in Astaria, guys.
Well, no, I mean, it adds a whole new dynamic to the Territory Wars, right? Like either
for the first
either
like
you
couple
want
weeks,
to own all the fiefs, in which case you have to rebuild them, or you don't.
Another question. On the Clear Runes tab under Travel and Join Battle, it says donations left this week. What is that?
I'm sorry, yeah.
Many times a week and get the chest.
Yeah, and again, this is I highly encourage you guys to read through the rules there because it covers everything. Yeah, so and I imagine it's going to answer a lot of you guys' questions. But if there are still things that you that once you read through the rules and you still want clarification on, we're going to be on on our Discord and available all day to be able to answer them. So just put them in the preview discussion chat, and we'll make sure that they get answered.
Just one small question, Drew. It's a really small one.
Sure.
Is it easy to rebuild a fief, or take it a long time of tasks?
Well, it's not going to be easy.
so it's not done in one territorial wall.
Well, no, I mean it's like I said, you're not. The Ruined Fief mode is not only available during territory wars. It's something that you're going to have to work at, like.
So it take multiple tasks to rebuild it.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so no need to fear the people going to rush the things. Thanks.
Yeah, but at the same time, the house that donates the most resources to rebuilding it will own it when it gets restored. So, that means the choice is up to you at that point. Do you want to rush and do it and grind and donate the resources, or do you want to just take it easy, enjoy it, have fun with it? Which it's going to be fun either way, but not push so hard and then just fight for it once it's become.
You're right, Visionary.
So, like I said,
big houses are going to spam it
territory
and
wars at that
claim
point.
most of the
Since
houses.
we talk about this right now, what's about the cohort? Are they able to claim the fiefs too, and rebuild them?
That is a really good question.
Because a lot of people enjoy playing as the cohort because they are like bandits for the most people and raiding other people, and getting locked out because they are not able to upgrade or pushing these fiefs. It's a bit bad side of point.
I don't actually have the answer to that question. I would kindly request that you put that into the chat, and that's something that we can look into, please.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Under the rules, it does say the Ugolian alliances can pretty much take it. So if cohorts do get the most prestige, it would go to AI or Ugolia.
Okay.
Sorry,
I got
Drew,
one question.
last question. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I would like to ask about the artillery rebalance. Is it gonna happen in this season, Territory War?
I'm sorry, the what?
The thing with the artillery. I've heard something about the artillery balancing on Territory War to make it like on rankeds.
I'm sorry, I don't really understand what you're saying. I do apologize.
I meant that there were plans to make the Territory War with artillery limit for defenders and attackers.
Oh, are we limiting that? I don't actually know if we're putting limitations in place. So to confirm, we are not limiting artillery and territory wars.
Any nerf to artillery?
There are changes to artillery, and I will go over that in a bit. Yep.
Can I ask?
Sorry, Drew.
at the
Last
end of
question,
the-
just in terms of the donations. Does it matter what you donate? So, like, if you donate, let's say, rare stuff only, and other houses, let's say, donate very low level stuff, does it make an impact, or is it just the donation that matters?
Getting the answer. So that is something that we need to clarify with the development team, and so as soon as we get that information, we'll let you know.
Okay, thanks.
While we're talking about TWs, can you verify if we're doing Regionopolis or CC this campaign, or are you guys still unsure?
It looks like both.
I mean, it looks like they could do both. I'm curious on if they will do both.
So last I heard, I don't. Okay, so I've been told that we are not ready to share that now.
Oh,
yeah. Well, we will make that information available to the community, obviously, before those stages begin. So.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. So I'm going to move on to the tavern. So this is actually where I'm in now. So tavern, the tavern, which is actually in game, called the Royal Falcon, is available in the capital of Ungaveria, so Turol Veros. I think most of you guys are already sitting in there. I'm looking at my screen. I'm seeing you guys sort of sitting around. So, quick fun fact is, if you guys have been following, the lore and the teasers that we did and whatnot, you will see that the Royal Falcon is basically where the rumors around the Desecrator started. So that's the tavern is part of the lore. It's basically a social hub, a social area where players can come and gather and hang out with each other. And I'm sure that, you know, looking around in you know, the visual style of it and whatnot, you can see where the inspiration has come from for it. You also look around and you'll see a bunch of NPCs. The NPCs are going to be sort of an important part of it. I will, you know, just briefly call your attention to some of the names of the NPCs because that's pretty nice.
I'm talking to Drew.
Yeah. Well, there's also all the rest of the team in there too, which was, you know, it was very cool to see that. But the NPCs
looks a
are
bit like you, Drew.
Yeah. The NPCs are important because you will be able to get quests from NPCs, and there will be seasonal quests from NPCs available in here. But there are also going to be random quests available from NPCs, and the NPCs are going to come and go because it's a tavern. They're not just going to stay here all the time. So at times there will be random NPCs in here that will have quests, and other times, you know, those NPCs will not be around. In which case, if you weren't around with that NPC with the quest was in the tavern, then you potentially have missed your chance to be able to get that quest. So, so the tavern is very cool and dynamic in that regard. But overall, it's a pretty cool setting. There's one sort of really cool feature that they've added, in which case you could go to the bard. I'm actually going to verify that I can talk about this. Anyways, I'm just going to do it and then ask for forgiveness later.
Spectre, this is the
so you can get
level
music
1 armor
from various locations in the world, in the game world, and then you can come back in here. Oh, okay. Well, this feature is not in yet. Anyways, I've been told to stop talking about it. So. Anyway,
Well,
okay, so that's there are some other cool features that are coming. So the first implementation of the Royal Falcon is it's going to have everything that I was just talking about in terms of getting the quests from the NPCs and you know, the randomness of them coming and whatnot. But there are a few other things that we will be adding after we launch season 6, which are you know, just, you know, cool, fun social features. That should be pretty cool. Okay, so the next point is so the next 2 points that I'm going to go over, that you don't need to follow me on screen, and you know, you may want to jump in the open world to see this, but it's sort of difficult to show you. It's something that I'm hoping that you guys are just going to experience during your travels on the PTR. So we've introduced dynamic weather, and there's two ways that this is sort of going to change. Is like, I know that you guys, like, in some territory wars, I know that there's some fiefs that where you go into, you battle for it, you get in, it's always raining, and it's you know, you go in there, it's sort of depressing because you battled so hard for this fief, and then it's just, you know, not fun to be there because it's always raining. So the weather in the game is now dynamic, and I've shared a video on our creators sort of with a demonstration of how this works. And so you're going to see everything from nice sunny days to cloudy days, rain, and snow and blizzards. And so that's going to be happening dynamically throughout the world. But there are regions in the world that will be more prone to specific types of weather depending on where they are. So, for example, Osteria is further north, so you're going to see more snow, more blizzards up there. Whereas Anadolu is further south, so it's going to be pretty rare to see snow there, if any at all. And so, in terms of how this affects the gameplay in the open world, and so if you are marching in the open world and you get hit by you know, start snowing, or if you get, you know, hit by a blizzard, you and your units are going to get slowed depending on how severe the weather is.
Okay.
So if you're in if it's just cold, you're going to be somewhat slowed, and if it's you know, full-fledged blizzarding out, then you're going to be, you know, quite significantly slowed, and which is going to, you know, have a pretty adverse effect on you know, various elements of the game, particularly when they're dependent to actually physically getting somewhere quickly. And you can warm up your units, yourself and your units, by giving them winter ale. So that's where the winter ale comes in. This is a an item that will temporarily remove that effect, and you can get the Winter Ale and a similar item from I do believe the seasonal store and the landlord here in the tavern. Any questions?
Yeah, so just to
I see no
clarify the
echo.
winter ale. So the winter ale is supposed to remove all the snow effects, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
So-
Even is it in the open world as well?
Let me get clarification on that.
Okay.
it's
Because I was
like,
testing it while you were talking, and in the open world it doesn't do it. So that's why I was trying to make sure.
Yeah, that might actually be a bug. So maybe the CMs can help me out on this one. The Winter Ale, does it remove all the effects in the open world or just in matches? So just a clarification on a point in terms of where you can get the Winter Ale is from the Lion store, from the Quartermaster. It's not in the seasonal store.
Yes, there are 50 of them.
Yeah. Okay. So in terms of the open world, so it should remove the slow in the open world, and the fact that it's not is a bug. And I would ask you to report that in the sheet that we provided in the form, please and thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Are we able to go to Osteria or no? Because it shows it's open, but I went up there and it didn't let me. So I wasn't sure if that's just bugged or if we are
You
supposed to
should-
be able to.
yeah,
It's showing the border ports are closed.
For me, it's showing it's open.
There is one open. It's oh god, how do you put Kniffberg? Kiefenberg, yeah. That's
That
one you
says
need to go to.
impassable though. Like that status shows impassable, but like Obstergarden, however you say that, is
Still go to
open.
the
It
one that
says.
closed.
Yeah, just try
Brittany.
Kiefenberg because that's the one that should be open.
Yeah, and if
It's not. It's not that it's open. It's that you need to talk with the NPC that he will directly send you to that frontier.
Yeah, we can also clarify this after the event as well in our chat here. So okay, so does anybody have any questions about the tavern?
I do. Is the tavern in like just in Turovaros, or is there more in the other regions as well?
So the first tavern is here in Ungaveria, and in the capital here. But I do believe that more will pop up either in a later season or throughout the season. I may ask for clarification on that one, but I think this is the main one for now.
Makes sense because they're limiting territory
Just
anyway.
about the cold. So did I misunderstand you when you said that it also affects like Q games?
That's up here, snow.
I'm sorry, I missed that question.
Like so the cold like does it also affect like sieges, or is it just purely like open world?
I do believe it's just open world.
All right.
Yeah. And
True.
hold on one
I
sec.
also have
So in terms of the tavern, yeah, okay. So in terms of more taverns coming, this is something that we'll have to follow up on just to be sure before we give you a solid answer. Okay, and your question, please.
Are the runes only in Osteria, or is it all across the world?
It's only in Osteria for this season.
The tavern thing, Drew, will it be a part for the full season or just for the early part? If you're done, or is it repeatable?
For full season.
Full season. So you have in advance of the season more stuff coming up, or everything at the first unlocked?
So I say that again.
At the beginning of the season, you can.
Yes, he specified that earlier,
do
Smurfy.
everything, or does it get unlocked with each week of the season?
The worse the weather, it'll slow
I
you
don't
down.
have all the full details on that, but I suspect that different quests are going to become available depending on where you are in the campaign.
Okay, so it's campaign locked. Okay, good. Thank you.
Well, okay. Yeah, so the tavern will open up, so more quests will become available over time, and so and again, like there, the tavern's not only just for the season as well, because like yes, there are quests that are associated with the tavern, but it's also a social hub too, right? So this is hopefully this is going to be a meeting place for people, and like they can actually use it for being social, as well as just getting the quests that are associated with it too. And like I said, there's a few features in here. I sort of touched on one before I got told that we're not ready to talk about it yet, but there are a few things that we are going to be adding to the tavern after we launch season 6. Some things sooner than others. Others will be a little bit later. But depending on one of the things that we're going to be looking at is we're going to be looking at the feedback that we're getting from the players in the community on the tavern, to see if you guys really enjoy, think it's something cool that we can continue to expand on. And this is something that we absolutely will. So a lot of that's going to come into the feedback that we're getting from the community.
Hey Drew, I got a question.
Sure.
So it's about the the Exchange Lions area. I don't know if I missed it by mistake, but what is the requires 2,000 fame to purchase? I probably missed. How do you get the fame, if anything?
I didn't actually talk about that.
Oh, okay.
Oh, fame. Okay, so fame is lions. I guess that we don't have like I said, this is not the final loc. It's close, but it's not. So this is that'll be fixed before we launch. So yeah, so fame is lions, and so I suspect that you're looking at there's one item in there that if you have a certain amount of lions, you'll be able to use the quartermaster to teleport. I guess teleport, for the lack of a better word, to an Osteria border fort. So if you're like down in a different region or Borderlands or something like that, and you want to get to a ruined fief quickly, if you have enough lions, you'll be able to go to a quartermaster, take advantage of that, and then quickly make your way to Osteria and be able to get into the ruined fiefs.
All right, thank you.
Yep.
Since we're talking about the fame system, I got a very important question, Drew.
Okay.
There are purple doctrines.
Okay, so in terms of the doctrines, so there are new doctrines coming, like with any other season. In terms of permanent doctrines, this is something that we will have an update for everybody in January. That's all I can say at this point. But
elephants.
Yeah, I'm gonna go on that.
Okay, thank you for clarifying that.
Yeah, but no, for that, I mean, like we've made it no secret that we are working to get them into the game, and we've actually been working on it for a while. It's just a matter of getting that work done and getting it done. So we will have more information for everybody in January in terms of the doctrines. Okay, I'm going to move on to the other new feature, the free unit XP. I was talking about the dynamic.
It's this, boys. It's the shared unit XP. Can you show the new Polak Season 6 skin? I can definitely do that for you, yes. Oh, sorry.
Okay, perfect.
Push
okay,
to
so
talk to
shared
your
XP.
friend.
I'm actually particularly excited for this one because I think it's going to make
This is going to be so nice.
difference in the game. So, so this is something that we requested, and previous to this season, if you wanted to level up your unit, you needed to have them in the warband. You needed to play with them, and then level them up. You would battle with them, get your XP, level them up, have to do more battles and more battles. And so now you can give your units XP, level them up, and you don't necessarily need to have to play with them in order to do that. So the way that this works is we're introducing a new type of experience called shared XP. And so when you battle, you will earn XP as well as shared XP. And so specifically, when you take a unit that has not been fully leveled up into a battle, you will get an additional 10% experience that would be placed into a shared XP pool. If you take a unit that has been fully leveled up into battle, all the XP that you earn from that battle will be put into the shared XP pool. and you can use that shared XP to level up any unit you have in your barracks, as long as it's not already fully leveled. Your shared experience pool can hold a maximum of 1 million shared XP, and which just basically means if you hit the cap, then you should basically be spending it on units. So it's I think this is a huge quality of life improvement. In which case you can,
massive.
if you unlock
This
a new
is
unit,
massive.
you can still battle with your favorite units until you get the other, your newly unlocked ones up to a point that you're more happy to play with them at. I think it's going to have a pretty big impact in the game. So
I think that, hey Drew, where are we going to be able to access that to, like, I guess,
It'll be
buy
just
that
in Europe.
experience
It'll just
in
be
the
on
unit under?
Upgrading, surely.
I
Yeah,
took a look at the unit thing, and it didn't seem to appear to have unit medals on the UI anymore. Are unit medals being removed with the shared XP?
I don't believe so.
So unit medals are actually being turned into
Yeah.
shared experience.
No, unit medals there's no changes to unit medals. They should still be there.
They are.
I mean, I've still got unit medals here in my inventory.
Yeah.
One
But
question.
they
I'm
will be
thinking
in
about
the
that-
barracks.
Yeah, that unit XP. Then once that hits 1 million, that's the cap. Then once you spend it, it goes back down again, and you can keep doing it constantly. Then
Yeah, you just basically think of it as like you have a maximum storage of 1 million XP and spend it, and then you can put more in the storage.
To my knowledge, fame and lions are the same thing.
Skill points and mastery points.
I'm sorry, Harlequin, can you speak up a little bit, please?
Sorry, my mic's not picking me up well. It's basically going to work like the leveling up your weapons with skill points and mastery points. So you can play one weapon and you'll still earn for the other one.
I believe the concept is similar, yeah.
And another one about that is it capped at all? That XP during the week, or is it just like as much XP as you want, pretty much?
That's a good question. I don't believe so. I
Quartermaster.
think it's just, no, there is no cap. You can earn as much as you want, but you can only store 1 million.
Yeah, okay, that's fine.
Yep.
I'm being asked if there's any possibility of us getting a resupply all button so that all of our units we can resupply at once without having to go into each of them individually to re-get them.
I don't actually know, to be honest. I mean, that would be a nice quality of life improvement. I haven't seen whether that's something that's being worked on or it's already there or whatnot. I would ask that maybe you could put that question in the chat, and that's something we could follow up on.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I'm being told it's a quality of life feature that we have that we've passed on to the developer, and at this point we're waiting to hear what's going to happen with it, and there's nothing else really we can share at that point.
Just for clarification with the XP, so we can take all max level units and still get experience that goes into the shared XP pool?
Yeah, correct. So to clarify, if you take a fully leveled unit into battle, all the XP that you earn from that battle will be put into the shared experience pool.
No matter what battle. So if it's expedition or is it a siege battle?
Doesn't matter. Any battle. Any battle that you earn XP from, this will apply.
And it's the full XP that they would get?
T5 leveling.
You have to-
So much easier now.
You have to be more specific.
I think he's asking
Like if they would have gotten 30k, like it's not reduced or anything like that because it's shared, or it's a different pool.
No, it's
30k is
just
30k.
Yeah, any XP that you would have earned, it just goes to the shared pool instead of the unit because you can't actually level up the unit anymore.
This is probably the best
Okay.
quality of life improvement.
I'm going to move on to the next section. So this is just going to talk about some additional updates that we've that's coming in this. So in terms of tournaments as well as quality of life features. So I'm going to start by, and since we're already talking about it, I'm going to jump ahead and talk about the quality of life improvements that are coming in season 6 and basically season 6 update. And so there are, I think, 4 or 5 big points that I wanted to note. There will be other changes that I could potentially not be covering that will appear in the patch notes, but these are some of the ones that I wanted to highlight to you guys, just because I think it's going to make a big difference in the game and make to both new and veteran players. So in terms of artillery, I know that Jim was asking about this earlier, so we are making fairly significant changes to the artillery in general. And so the full list of changes is going to come out in the patch notes, and I really, this is part of the reason why we gave you guys 2,000 artillery on the PTRs, because it's something that you'll be able to explore as you have your free time on the server here. But so all the siege equipment has basically been revamped, from their health to the damage output to the reload time to the ammunition. A lot of big changes there. We've also weakened mortars, made some adjustments to its aiming functionality, and so some of those are some of the notable changes to artillery coming. And again, I really encourage you guys to spend some time battling and trying them out. The next quality of life improvement is previous season unit challenges. And so as you guys know, you can, in the seasonal interface, so hitting F5, unit challenges, and you can drop down and go after the other units that you may not have been able to unlock in previous seasons. So we've changed the requirements to make it a little bit easier to be able to unlock those units. So now you don't have to complete all the challenges to unlock the units. You only have to complete 6 unit challenges to unlock that respective unit. All right.
Only six missions for each unit. Don't worry if it's tier 3 or tier 5.
Correct.
Oh,
okay.
Wow.
6 challenges per tab, you mean? Yeah. There might for Keshigs, for example, there's 9 tabs, so it'd be 9 times 6 challenges.
Mike, getting clarification on that. I was told just 6 challenges. Oh, okay. So specify 6 per stage, per tab. Yeah.
I was going to say, because the Cav one says 8, but it says complete 8 challenges to finish that stage on the Cav for the Lancers.
Yeah. So now the stages will complete after completing 6, no matter what.
Okay, that's really nice. Keshigs for all.
Is that just new season units, Drew, or is that older season units as well?
That's all previous season units. So not for the current season, the season 6 challenges, it doesn't apply to that. It's just for the. Oh, no. Okay, I'm wrong. So that's just for season 2.
It's only for season 2. The other ones is normal.
Yeah.
Just for season 2.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry, I just got clarification. That's just for season 2 units.
Oh, 0
Is that
to
something
6.
that you plan to continue rolling forward, so that as you get further away from previous seasons, they become easier and easier to unlock them?
I believe so. I think these are seasons that we've added to the game, or seasons. These are units that we've added to the game, and we want them to be used. We want them to be played, particularly because I've said it to you guys many times before, and I'm going to continue to reinforce this message. But unit balance is, and hero balance for that matter, is something that the dev team is always working on. This is incrementally throughout the season and big updates through the season and whatnot. And so.
Wenn du das machst du dich kurz, sonst höre ich nichts.
And so, in order to be able to get that feedback and be able to make good balance changes and stuff like that, all the units need to be used. We want all the units to be used. We wouldn't have added to them in the game if they weren't going to be used. So I would think it's safe to assume that we're going to apply this logic to the seasonal units as we progress through the season. So, when season 7 drops, then the season 3 units become easier to get and so forth, right?
That makes sense to me. That makes a lot of sense.
Cool. Yep.
With all the new players helping get
the
the
next
old
quality of life update is now if I'm in the battle pass screen, so F5 battle pass, you'll notice that there's a new plus button.
Specify the level you want.
Your progress bar is, and if you hit that, you can actually this will allow you to purchase levels as many as you want. So if you really want, you can purchase all 300 levels. If you want to just get up to the next one, you can purchase your level. So it's a little bit more easier to progress. I guess the best way to put it. So 1,000 glory is 15 sovereigns. All right, and so some general improvements that have also come. So if you're teaming up with when you team up with others, so I guess form a party, the game will grant you an additional 5% bronze coins, honor, and XP bonus when you're playing as a team. And for siege battles, we reduced the maximum respawn time in siege battles from 90 seconds to 75 seconds. And then the third change was you can now reset your hero's attributes once a week for free.
Oh.
Can you repeat what do you said with the 5%? I didn't get it.
If you team up with others, so create a party, you'll get a 5% increase in rewards for bronze coins, honor, and XP.
Is there a minimum group? Or it will be each one you join with, like for example, if we do a 5-man group, we'll have
quick
like
question for the
hold on.
reset.
Then, hold on. There was a question being asked already.
Sorry.
In terms of no, I don't believe that there's a minimum or maximum threshold. I think if you're in a team or in a party, you just get the blanket 5% increase.
So if I join with another friend, for example, in a group, and we join a queue for a siege, we will automatically get the 5%.
Correct.
You
So it's just flat 5.
So whether you're
Flat
at 2 or
5.
5, it's just the 5% increase.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
For
Your question,
loaders.
please.
I'm totally drawing a blank. I'll come back
You
to
were
it when I
you were about to
remember.
ask- you said the weekly hero attributes reset, and then I cut you off.
Oh yeah, is it like gonna be a personal history book that someone like? What is it exactly? How do they know
Oh,
they have?
That is a good question. How that actually physically works.
If you look at the
If you look
interface, it
right
says
now, it says reset automatically. So if you just hit P, it says reset points can reset for free, and then if you reset it, I'm pretty sure you'll probably give a timer.
Okay, does it stack? Or no? Is it just one weekly, and if you don't use it?
I would say it's safe to assume that it does not stack.
Okay, just curious.
Once a week doesn't stack. Okay.
Okay, so I have a question about the 5% bonus. So in some instances, if you're in a 2-person party and someone, say, lags out and DCs in the middle of a siege, so are you still going to get the 5% bonus because you went in with the party, or because that person DC'd, both of you don't get the bonus anymore?
Those sort of edge case scenarios, I don't have that information off the top of my head. That's something that we're going to have to go back to the dev team and clarify for. I would assume that since you went in as a team that you would get it, but let us clarify that. I mean, that's a pretty specific circumstance. So could you please write it in the chat, and we will follow up with the dev team about
You said it was a 5% bonus for friends, but is that also going to apply to house?
I don't know.
I imagine it's for groups. It doesn't matter if you're with friends or house members.
It's just for groups.
Just a group. Okay, great.
Yeah. Okay, so I've basically gone through everything I wanted to go through in the presentation here. I've covered most of the major features. Oh, actually, no, I didn't. I'm jumping ahead of myself. Tournaments. Just jumped ahead of myself in terms of my notes. So there are a number of updates that we are doing for tournaments and competitive play that I think that those of you who are involved in that sort of scene in the community are going to be, fairly happy about. And so, basically three big categories here. So in terms of general updates, and so we are working to update the map list and tournament lobbies on the tournament server to make all recently added maps available. We will be disabling all NPCs apart from the sheriff, where you go to access the tournament lobbies on the tournament server. The reason why we are disabling all NPCs is because in the last, since we've introduced the tournament server, we found that players will do everything they possibly can to gain an advantage in there, and a lot of players are spending a ton of time crafting as much gear as they can to get the best gear they can, and we want to ensure a level playing field. And so So they just won't be able to craft it going forward. We want the competitive play to be based purely on skill, not on chance. So you won't be able to. So all NPCs are going to be disabled except for the sheriff. We are also working to remove all bots from all maps in the lobbies. This is related to updating the map list as well. And so, and this is something that's been highly requested from a bunch of people, but particularly one person. So we're working to make that happen as quickly as possible. We are hoping to have all 3 of those changes done in January. So we got to get through the launch of season 6, and then we got our holidays. The holiday season where people spend some time with their family, make sure the season 6 is good to go, and then once January hits, then that's when we're gonna hopefully be able to get those updates done. On the back end, so this next section isn't going to be too forward-facing to players. But there's been a number of updates to our back-end tools, our admin tools, GM tools, and whatnot, that are going to allow us to be able to address the issue with adding Steam accounts to the tournament server. And so,
thank you.
Whether you guys are aware, but at the moment we can't add Steam accounts to the tournament server because it's a separate client and a host of other technical issues. And so with these updates to our back-end tools, we are hoping to be able to address that issue and integrate the tournament server into the live client, which means that when you open up when you launch the game on the live and you go to choose your server, the tournament server will be one of the options there, which will in effect allow players to access the tournament server regardless of whether they are a Steam player or a My.com Games player.
What if we just let everybody merge into the My.coms?
I'm sorry, say that again?
What if we just merge their accounts into My.com?
It's not
games.
It's not technically possible for a number of. I don't want to go into the minutia of it because it's not really too relevant.
Steam
to
server
the
issues.
preview of it, but
Yeah.
Technically, your Steam account is already associated with a My Games account, and that's a very, very high level way of looking at it. There's a whole bunch of technical minutia behind that. So, but I mean, the bottom line is that you can't just merge and be like, oh, now you're just a My Games account. The way to solve this issue is going down the path that we're going down.
Wait, so question also on that. What happens if a Steam player tries to log in through the My.Games launcher?
It doesn't work.
It doesn't work?
Completely different thing, bud. Completely different. They're completely separate.
The other thing, Drew, see with the tournament server, obviously, is it still going to be the EU server that'll be used on, or is there going to be like a dedicated NA one for any tournaments?
No, the tournament server is going to be one global server, just like it is now.
Yeah.
True. Are we, as content creators, still going to have permanent access to the tournament server as well?
Yes, absolutely. And like I've said in our chat here, guys, if you don't have access to the tournament server, hit me up. I mean, one of the nice things about the tournament server is it gives you, when you log in, you get everything in the game. Yeah. And as content creators, I know a lot of you guys will be like, hey, I want to do a video on, X unit and against Y unit and stuff like that. The tournament server is sort of a great means to be able to allow you to do that. And so you have everything in the game, and you can set up basically any video capture you want. And our goal is to make sure that the tournament server is on the same build as the live server. We're not quite there yet. We're close where we incrementally update the tournament server when we get really important hot fixes after a seasonal launch. But we want to get to the point where the tournament server is basically in line with what's on live, and we actually have to do that in order to be able to integrate it into the live client's server select screen. Okay, and then so the last part of the tournament improvements is something that you're going to see. You probably may have already seen, but it's not going to be available in our version right away. But there's going to be a team system management screen in the live version of the game that will allow you to create and manage a team that you'll be able to sign up for tournaments for. So basically the flow would be you in the live version of the game, you form a team, you sign up for a tournament, and then we would see that you signed up for the tournament, give you access to the tournament server, and you would be able to enter the tournament server with that team. Now, I say that this is coming because this is a feature that we're still actually in the process of testing. It is not going to be available when Season 6 launches. And we don't actually have an ETA of when we're going to be able to add that at this time. But we are, it's definitely a huge, nice quality of life improvement for the competitive scene in the community. So we are working to get that in as soon as we can. And this new screen in the game will be accessible by hitting F6. But again, to clarify, it's not in the build you guys are playing right now, and it's not going to be included when Season 6 launches. When it's, I will make sure everybody is aware of when we add that functionality to the game. That's everything for tournaments.
Just a small question about the tournament thing.
Sure.
Since you're going to remove the NPC functions, you're going to add some horses and armors for the people, just to mention that.
You already get that.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Like I said, when you join the tournament server, we have a script that automatically runs similar to what you guys are experiencing here in the PTR that gives you everything, and it gives you a whole ton of silver and a whole bunch of other stuff, resources.
And the thing with the lives, are they going to be improved to disable the thing that you only have 3 lives in each round, or are there no improvements right now?
So in terms of that aspect of the request, so I know about a month ago that I reached out to the content creators and asked for feedback in terms of improvements that we can do to the tournament server in terms of both functionality and just gameplay and other such stuff. And I provided a list then and small, like those type of things, like being able to control more settings in a match, depending on the mode. So, deathmatch, being able to control the respawn time, or being able to control the minimum and maximum amount of players, whether doctrines are allowed. There's quite a laundry list that we're working together with Booming to implement, hopefully sooner than later. I mean, I can't really provide you with any additional information other than this is something that we're working on introducing. The competitive scene is definitely something that both we and Booming are very passionate about continuing to develop in the Conquered Light community. I mean, I'm sure that you guys have already seen that they are, they've been running tournaments quite a bit, and that's something that we have our members of the community as well as content creators running tournaments and leagues and whatnot as well. And so we want to continue to foster that and build it up in 2021. So we're hopeful that those sort of smaller requests to be able to control that sort of stuff will come sooner than later. But it's really a balance because the Boomings also has to develop for the game as well. We want to do seasons, we want to do cool events, we want new tires. So it's really a balancing act and a constant battle of prioritization. Does that answer your question? I know it's a bit long-winded, but I hope that.
Yeah, all fine. Thank you.
Okay.
I just want to say thank you, Drew, for hearing me out on all the tournament stuff.
Oh, don't worry, you're the only one who was giving me feedback, and all the feedback that we get, whether it's from you guys or whether it's from the players to the community managers, and whether it's submitted directly to the feedback hub, I mean, it's absolutely heard. I cannot stress how important it is to make sure that you guys all understand that we hear your feedback, and there is constant dialogues between the teams and how we can improve the games and things that could work and things that couldn't. And it's just important for the players to know that they are absolutely being heard.
Yeah, we appreciate that. And quick question: do you have any ETA at all for the tournament stuff, so we can kind of plan for that, or no?
Well, the first two things, updating the maps, removing the bots, disabling the NPCs, we want to get done in January. The back-end updates is also something we want to get done in January. It's something that
matters on how the season goes. I got you. Season first, and then.
Yeah. And then the actual team system management, I can't give you an ETA on that at this point. It all depends on the testing of it. So we need to see how the flows work because there's a lot of technical reasoning behind it. But hopefully sooner than later.
Okay.
But I can't offer an ETA on that one.
Yeah, that's fine. I just wanted to verify. All right, thank you.
Hey Drew, I had a quick question too. You
Sure.
may have already hit on it. The F4 challenges, the path ones, are you guys gonna bring those back for next season?
Yeah, so that's the Path to Glory, like the tutorial challenge. That's the 90 quest path line, right? So so that is not related to seasons. That is like the purpose of those quests are to help new players learn the game and understand the game. And I talked about this in the season 5 preview event, is that there's a lot to conquer in Blade. It's a steep learning curve, and it could be it's a lot for a new player to sort of absorb when they first come into the game. And so like the purpose of those quests is to teach players how to play the game, how to play it well, and to sort of advance them along without putting them in situations where they're just completely hopelessly outmatched. And so because it's not related to seasons, it's here to stay. It's not going anywhere.
Okay, that was my only curiosity, because that's honestly how I've drawn in new players, is by explaining to them that they do have a system that will help newer players kind of get up to speed quick, fast, in a hurry, so they're not having to.
I'm sure the team will be very happy to hear that the reason why they implemented it is actually achieving that goal. So
yeah, it's helping a lot. So and it's actually, I think it's helped a couple people. I know a couple people have jumped in and said they're coming back they haven't played since like season 2 or 3 or whatever.
Yeah.
But jumping back in and having those to actually kind of get them back up to speed with the new stuff has been helpful.
Yeah, and from what I understand, it's fairly rewarding as well. So not only are you getting the knowledge about the game, but you're also getting a lot of good stuff to be able to progress you into the game.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think the hardest part's everyone behind the power curve. So
yeah, yeah, and especially I can't talk about specific numbers, but we have like tons and tons of new players, and so I know that I can't speak for new players specifically, but putting myself in the mindset of a new player, I'm sure that a lot of them go to YouTube and go to Twitch to be able to see what they can learn about the game and whatnot. And so that's where every tool that we can give our content creators just makes it that much better for the new players' experience, right?
Oh yeah, and it's been working for the most part. I mean, and you can tell too just from the queues. Like I remember when I first got the game before season 2, queues would sometimes it would take a hot minute, and now it's average time 30 seconds to maybe 2 minutes here and there. So I mean,
If
even
you
just
play
getting
on the
into,
right time
games with
slot.
people and stuff like that's a lot quicker. But there's definitely a lot more activity. You see a lot more newer players running around.
Sweet.
Doesn't work well with my time slot.
Does anybody have any other questions?
Yeah.
I have a couple of questions here from my community, and the most asked is if we get event maps this season, like we got on season 4 and 3.
Event
Like
map
matchmaking modes, kind of.
I guess something like Regionopolis.
Yeah, like this, like Regionopolis, or we had like the Halloween map and stuff like this.
The only thing I can say about that is there's nothing we can share at this time. I said there's nothing we can share about that at this time.
Is that Christmas event confirmed right there?
I can neither confirm nor deny.
I've got some.
What about
a
Asteria
quick,
map?
question too, if no one.
Sure.
Yeah, the matchmaking system in terms of maps. I feel like every season I've played the same 4 maps. Majority of the time.
Yeah, actually, it's funny that you mentioned that, because it was actually a topic that we were talking about in our internal chats yesterday in terms of the map rotations and whatnot. And so I don't know where we landed on that discussion, but definitely making sure that there's more variety to the maps and perhaps changing the maps and rotations on a more regular basis and whatnot is something that is actively being discussed, and hopefully we could do something about it sooner than later.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah, I was just curious about that. We were talking about that yesterday.
Yeah. So are we. Ironically enough.
I'm being asked, says thief customization. There was apparently a discussion about it in Warlords chat that Juriel was talking about. I'm being asked, is that coming soon, or do we have any information about it?
I have absolutely no information about that.
There was Yeah.
Wasn't that
If I
scrapped in
cut in,
season 5?
It was a recommendation
season
done,
4?
and the devs are aware of it, but who knows what will be done with it.
Yeah.
I thought they had something like
I was just asked a question. Will they be adding a function to access the quest screen while in battle, or the unit quest screen as well?
I don't have an answer for that one. I would respectfully ask that you put that one in the chat, and we can follow up.
Sounds good.
Okay, so somebody is asking also, are there any plans for players being able to make custom games to try stuff for fun without queuing up with random people?
On the live servers, no. No, custom matches are extremely taxing on the servers. In that, again, not going into the full technicalities of it, but if you have a whole bunch of people doing a whole bunch of matches with just one-on-ones and whatnot on the server, then it could have a pretty detrimental effect on the performance of the server, and so that's not something that we're willing to get into right now. So I think the answer to that at the moment is no.
I have a question. Is there a plan for giving us full access to our thieves so that you can, like, when you own it and you can run in it, to like make some tactical training for new players in your house and stuff like this, to show them where you defend what's on the match?
I do not have the answer to that question. Perhaps you can ask. Hold on, I'm getting it. It's a good suggestion. Could you please put it in the chat?
I will.
Thank you.
Drew, a quick question. So I saw a video earlier about the Fire Lancers or the Liang's Lancers or whatever, that they would be able to have a skill about going around or whatever. Is that been added or?
So that is something that I encourage you to explore once you get into the free time on the PTR.
Because I mean, I've checked both units and they don't have that skill.
Well, there's 3 promoted units, and if you check, that's your answer.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm also being asked: are they looking at
Lots of
it being
questions.
a possibility of getting more than 5-man groups in order to queue together? So
I'll ask
like,
you a
if
question when I
house
get a
wanted to
chance.
Queue a 15-man stack, would they have that option in the future?
I honestly, like, all these things that you're asking about, whether it's going to be coming beyond season 6, I'm not going to be able to answer any of those type of questions. Because, like, I can talk about what's coming in season 6. All these things that have been suggested, and if they haven't been announced, then I have absolutely no information for you.
Jumbo,
if it's
a
been
bit later.
suggested, it's
Right now we're
absolutely been
sitting
passed
in the
on to
meeting.
dev team for the consideration. Beyond that, I have no information.
When the meeting's over, though, we'll look at that. I have a question from the community. They were wondering if that map that popped up in live right now, was it Dessous Fort, if that has anything to do with Season 6, or if it's just added to rotation.
I'm sorry, you're really quiet. I can barely hear you.
I don't know if I could turn this up. I don't know if that's better.
I turned my volume. Yeah, I've turned my volume up too. So.
All right. They were wondering if the map that popped into rotation on live currently, was it Dessous Fort, if that had anything to do with Season 6, or if it was just added to rotation.
Just wait one moment. It's not related to season 6. It was just added to the rotation.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. It wasn't. It actually was never meant to be missing. We just made it available again.
Is there a possibility of adding, like,
Turn my mic back down so you guys don't get blown up.
PvP games people
Okay.
have played, you can put your preferences on which maps that you queue for. Is there a possibility of adding that?
I'm sure it's something that could be suggested to the
Sadly, I
dev
can't
team,
ask
but,
about War Elephants. That's just not a thing yet. And they get
I
that
have no
question really
information.
often.
I mean, theoretically, it's technically possible to do something like that. Whether we will or will not is something that.
The idea behind it is because there are times where we queue up for matches and, like, I'll get Algolia, for instance, 10 maps in a row, and at that point, I don't want to see Algolia again for a while.
Yeah, and that goes back to what we were talking about with the map rotation before. Like, it's something that you guys have been talking about. Is something we were actually talking about internally. yesterday. You know, in terms of what we can immediately do
Sandbon, how's it
is,
going?
with the tools that we have currently is making sure that maps are rotated on a more regular basis. Perhaps that we, you know, on a more regular basis, reach out to the community for, you know, what maps do you want this month, this week, this day, etc. On a long-term basis, perhaps that is a great suggestion that would help vary the gameplay for players that we would consider implementing. So,
Bumpy posted something nice in here. It was a cool idea. Was the vote next map, or like have like a vote feature at the end of it, or something like that.
like a Rainbow Six style, yeah.
Yeah, kind of like that.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. So when the group queues up, you get the total number of people that queue at the same time, and they all pop for the same one, but then they vote on which map they get to pop for.
Yeah, and that would it would also encourage people to stay in matches longer too, right? So it's a great suggestion.
Speaking of matches as well, are we going to add any more of the maps that we currently have already in game into these rotations? Because it does seem to be like the same 4 or 5 maps that you pretty much play like on a rotation most of the time, and there's some that haven't been in the rotation for a good bit of time now.
Yeah, it's a great question. I think that's something that we will have to discuss as a team and then confirm when the decision is made. I mean, the goal is obviously to make sure that you guys have, you know, fun, varied gameplay. And if it's, you know, if the feedback is that the same maps are coming up too much, then we have to do something to address that, and maybe that's the solution.
Of course, we're playing on such a small pool of what has already been introduced in terms of maps as well. Just having some of those come back just off the simple numbers of it, you know, more maps, less likely to get any particular one of them at any given time.
Yeah.
And more specifically, if there's a map that you guys haven't seen for a while,
Hidden City.
Yeah, then let us know. I mean, again, like this is something we've actually ironically been talking about internally, but you know, externally from you guys, if there's a map that you haven't seen for a while, you know, just let us know, and we can look into making sure that's actually in the rotation, and if not, make sure it's, you know, added.
Just do all the maps.
Yeah, I was going to say also, like, you know how we did like
Just
one of the
do 'em all.
seasons where once the Conqueror City was finished, that actually got added into a rotation at one point. One of like season 3, I think it was the end of season 3. We actually got to play that map because some people don't actually take part in CC and actually ever get to see it. So are we ever going to be able to implement that where like things like Turovaros and Daisheng, we can actually fight in them, but them kind of fiefs as well, like without having to be territory war based?
That'd be
Because-
nice.
Because in reality, very few people ever actually get to fight in those main city capitals because you have to have so many requirements met in order to do it, and allowing other players to see those maps would be a really great idea, just like Regionopolis from last season.
Yeah.
Oh, they've not,
If
Dre.
there
the
was the option to see all of those in the rotation would be great.
I'll bring
and
that
it
one
would,
up
you know, there's
in
dual
our
purpose. It
Discord.
would, you know, vary the gameplay, make it more enjoyable for players, but also be a nice incentive for them to just be in queue more often as well. So it's definitely a great suggestion, and we it goes back to what I was saying before, is let's see where we get to with the decision of the team, and we will confirm with you know, what we're going to do to address that.
All right.
Cool.
My
After the
next
question.
real quick. I got
Oh, hold on.
Go.
I heard 3 people.
I waited no one to say.
I heard 3 people all talk at once, and the first one I heard is my next question. So whoever said that, it's your turn.
Okay, so freaking, this is gonna piss some people off, and I'm sorry for it. All right, the mall grab specifically is.
Yeah, I'm gonna
I've been asked
preemptively.
about nerfing it.
Yeah, I'm going to preemptively just answer this one because I know exactly where you're going with it. I mean, we are, and by we I mean like everybody who is associated with developing and and publishing this game is well aware of the feedback that we have. In that, I don't have specific information on what the plan is to address that and when that's planned to be implemented. I know that there's been various suggestions like make it so depending on what armor they have, how quickly they move, whether it's they can actually sprint or not, and other such stuff. But I mean, the only information that I can give is I can assure you that that feedback is being heard, and we definitely want to do something about it.
Don't touch my mole.
Told you I was gonna upset some people.
I don't want to cut in front of people, but it is about what they just asked. For the mall grab, there have been some changes that came to that. They're not supposed to be able to pick you up out of shield units now. Can we get clarification if it is only shield units, like the spear sergeants or imperial spears?
So
Other
that's-
units that I stand within, I still get grabbed from, and I'm not sure if that's supposed to be that way.
So
Even
that-
a surf in the middle will block it.
Yeah, I don't have that information right off the top of my head, nor does any of my teammates. So, could you put that question in our chat, and that's something that we can look into? Yeah, because it could be. We're also in the process of finalizing the patch notes as well, and maybe that's something that's we'll learn in the patch notes. If not, it's something that we can request information from the development team on.
I think the biggest complaint that people have with the mall grab isn't the fact that they grab you and pick you up and run away with you. It's the fact that they can run at double speed carrying someone weighted down with armor and weapons.
I would say that it really the severe part of the fee of that is generally varies with the person who gives them the feedback. Like we've seen, every end of the spectrum in terms of the feedback on that. It's you can run too fast, you can run too far, you can pick up too much stuff, right? And like really the only thing that I can say in terms of that is that we've absolutely received that feedback, we've heard it, and we're all well aware, and hopefully this will be something that will be addressed sooner than later.
Just work in a group and you never get grabbed because somebody just knocks them off it. It's easy.
I
one
personally
question
don't
about
have a problem with them all at the moment.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
have more of a problem with the short sword.
the Lions. Oh, sorry.
We're getting a
I
little
was just going to
past
say that's a good
season
example
6
of
stuff.
the variety of the feedback that we're getting. But again, the key takeaway here is that the feedback has been heard. So.
Okay, I was going to say a question about the Lion store, right? See how we have
Hey.
these epic choice. I don't know if it was
Something
mentioned
about
when we
season
were
6.
mentioning the fact that the Lion store was here. But the epic doctrine, will they be getting put into the treaties as well, or are they just getting used in this Lion store, and that's the only place you can get these?
I mean, it will be removed from the Lion store.
Okay, so it's not going to be in there at all. Okay.
It's not a part of the season currently. As Drew already mentioned, it's something we're gonna talk about in January.
Yeah, in terms of the permanent epic doctrines. Yep.
Yes.
So that won't be in here at first.
I got quick question, Drew. Just back on the topic of weapons, are there anything new coming to any of the weapons for season 6?
I think that's one of the things that you're going to have to discover as you play and as when we release the patch notes.
Okay.
Yep. I heard someone else jumped in there too.
Yeah, it was me. So I got asked again for like the umpteenth millionth time. Shield bash, longsword. Why does it not knock people down?
I don't have an answer for that. Sorry.
I've got a question. We know from last year, for example, that the snow particles and all that kind of stuff, it really fucks up the optimization in the game.
I'm just preemptively. I know that was definitely going to be a concern that came up. So, the snow effects having a detrimental effect on your frames per second. That won't happen in season 6. The dev team discovered the cause of that and removed it, and hopefully, I've been playing on the PTR and I haven't had any frame rate slowdowns. We've been recording this so I've got the game max settings while recording in OBS, and I've never dropped down below 60. So, and that's on the PTR here. Again, though, I mean that's the goal. That's my experience, and that's what we've been told. So if you do come across issues where you are noticing that the snow effects are affecting your FPS, then definitely report those. That's something that would be considered a pretty big issue, but it's something that we think we've already addressed.
I mean, is there a possibility of just adding a checkbox option in the graphic settings where you can turn off those particle effects?
Well, that's the thing. The effects that we're adding that were causing the issues were removed. They're not even going to be there anymore. So there will be snow, and in terms of adding a checkbox, no. I mean, the snow is a big part of the season, a big part of the lore, and a big part of the gameplay. So I don't think that they would add a checkbox.
You can adjust it with particle effects anyway.
Okay, and
one question.
No, someone else jumped in before you.
Yeah, I have a question from my community. If the ranked mode will be still timely framed mode, or will we get like in the future that you can join every time in there because some people are not able to play in this specific times?
I do not believe there's going to be any changes to ranked modes, but I'm just might be getting clarification on that right now.
It'd be nice, but
I wanted to
part of
bring
the
another
concept.
note on the particle things, not just for the snow part, but something I've noticed myself and I've had a lot of other people bring up as well. For example, a map like Sun City with all of the dust.
So
right?
one moment, I've just to answer the previous question. So ranked is not going to be changed. It will only be available during the timed events for it because it's considered an event. We are open to the feedback on the times though. So I mean, clearly we just took some feedback for the North American servers to adjust times, and if there is specific feedback on the times for ranked, just voice your feedback, and we will make adjustments as necessary. And so, so in the next question, you were talking about certain cities having different particles like dust and whatnot. And so we're starting to get into the really nitty gritty stuff here, and are you guys optimizing the dust particles for this feat for this region of the city? I don't have that information, guys. I know what I can say to you is that when it comes to the snow, we found where the team discovered what was causing the frame rate drops, and they've addressed that issue. If there are other issues with other different particles, perhaps that may have been addressed as part of the fix for snow. Perhaps not. I don't
Drew's
know for
awesome.
sure. I can say that unit balance or the game balance, server stability and game optimization is a big part of something that is constantly being worked on. There's always going to be incremental updates throughout the season and the big updates at the beginning of the season. And so, if it is an issue, then just report it, and we will, we will be made aware, and we'll hopefully be able to address that sort of stuff. But in terms of this preview event, I just don't have that information, and I don't want to go into that granular level of non-season related stuff, because I've noticed that the questions are now starting to stray away from specific season stuff. But and I'm happy to answer them. But I think in terms of your guys' streams and whatnot, I think that let's either stick with season 6 specific questions, because I don't want to start getting into the minutia of stuff, because this is things that you guys can ask us about on the Discord and then share that with the community outside of this presentation.
So I have a question about the new Firelancer upgraded units.
Okay.
The Liao's Rangers. I tried to charge them a couple times, and it seems if they get caught on a unit, they have no they have a collision with the unit and they don't charge through them. Is that intentional or is that a bug?
I don't actually know that.
I think it's a bug because I've been literally testing them, and they're running into walls and then they stop moving too as well. So
they stop moving as soon as they hit units as well. So
Okay, so just a few more questions, guys, and then we're going to wrap up, because I'm sure that your guys' streams and the video and you guys that want to capture video want to start getting into games. So
there's a question in the temp channel.
Okay, is that something that we need to answer at the moment?
Yes.
Does anybody have another question while I'm looking for this question?
Yep. I was actually wondering if ranked for the North American servers are going to be cross server, or are they just going to be individual server based?
I might see clarification on this one. I do believe that it's going to be cross server between the 2 North American servers, but not with the European servers. But allow me to get clarification on that.
Okay, thank
you. I got a question. Why is it Caden in game has a different cape even though he's wearing the same outfit?
I don't know. Okay, what I said was right. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna be publishing the finer details in terms of the crossover matchmaking on for North America next week. But essentially, what I said was right. Is for ranked, there'll be the 2 North American servers will have cross-server matchmaking enabled, but they will not match with European servers.
As for why my cloak is different, this is the outfit that you can get from the Lion Star.
From the
It's
Thames,
on the
correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, so mean.
I have a question about the unit challenges. Are they going to be the Lancers and Rangers going to be rolled out in phases, like 1 week after the start, 2 weeks after the start, or is it going to be after the land snacks are unlocked? You can move on.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that question.
For the unit challenges, so normally the second unit you have to wait whatever it is 2 weeks before you can even start making progress on them, even if you finish the land snacks. I just didn't see any countdown right now in the PTR. Is it going to be as soon as you finish unlocking the land snacks, you can work on the Lancers?
Yes. So the units respectively working from left to right. So week 1, week 2, week 5.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Drew, is there any way yet to convert silver to sovereigns and vice versa in game?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna wrap it up there. If you guys have any additional questions, I'm the one that was posted in the chat there. I'm not answering here. So if you guys have any additional questions, please ask them in the Discord. Where I'll be around. Hopefully for a while, and as well as my teammates will probably be around for a little while longer, given that they are well past the end of their day. So we'll try to try to answer as much information as we can. If not, we will seek that information for you. And I thank you guys for attending. I think this is perhaps one of the biggest preview events we've had ever, and so it's fantastic to have you guys all here. And we do hope it was found it useful and enjoyed it, and we hope that you enjoy your time on the PTR.
Yep, thanks for joining.
Thanks, Drew. Thanks.
All right, guys. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks,
Thank
Ryan.
you, Drew.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Drew.
Thanks, kid.
So, Queen Siege. Let's see what the new units do.
All right, I'm gonna back out of that Discord for now, and kind of get stuff in place. All right, so I hope all of you guys enjoyed all that information. That's a lot of information. That's a lot of nifty new content that I'm actually really excited for. I think like the unit XP, the shared XP, is going to be a huge change to how people run their units and how we level up units. I'm really excited. So yeah. Once again, let me know, everyone, what you want me to test in this preview event. So you can do that on the comments. You can do that in the Discord. Just let me know what you want me to test. I've already gotten some things wrapped up from people. I know everyone wants to see the new units, wants to see how they work. I'm definitely going to be working on that a bunch. And then there's a couple other little side items to check out too. I definitely need to test out these ruins and how this is going to work. This seems like a really nifty way to start off territory wars. And the fact that there's a limitation to the amount of rewards per week makes me hope that that means that big houses can't spam it too hard. Can I test elephants? No, I can't test elephants, sadly. So we'll have to get an idea about how that runs. But man, there's so much new stuff, and it sounds like it's going to really work out well. So let me know, once again, what you want to see. I do know that I plan to put a lot of work into the new units, and hopefully I can get some matchups with other players in the PTR and give you some very thorough testing on that. I think that's almost about it. So some stuff to keep an eye on. I'm hopefully going to have the first video out tonight before tomorrow. And with that, I will also be launching a giveaway. So make sure you check out the videos from the preview event. All the different preview event videos, you're going to be able to comment on them and enter for a chance to win the giveaway. The giveaway for the videos is going to be 30 days premium time. So definitely check out the videos and comment on them for a chance to win. You can comment across all the different preview event videos in that playlist and have entered chances to win. So make sure you go ahead and do that. And then I think that's about it for what's coming out. So yeah, keep an eye out for that first video, and hopefully I get you a bunch of videos out with all the different testing. Let me know. Let me know what you want me to test. That way I can try to optimize all of it. But for now, I'm going to close out the stream. I will be back again at 12:30 a.m. Eastern tonight till 4 a.m. Eastern, doing testing inside the PTR and showing off more stuff and playing Conqueror's Blade. So come out for that. And then I will be doing some side testing as well. So let me know. And thank you all for coming out. This was a really nice stream, and we got a lot of information, and I'm excited for it. If anyone you know was not able to attend this, I will be hopefully cutting this down, and then it'll be a VOD up on the YouTube channel. So feel free to send this to them so that they can get all the different detail as well. So please have a great day / night, depending on which part of the world you're in. Please stay safe and healthy, and I hope to catch all of you at the next stream. So hope to see you on the battlefield. Bye, everyone.